The bipartisan Simpson-Bowles commission that I created, which the Republicans originally were for until I was for it, that was about paying down the deficit. And I didn't agree with all the details. I proposed about $600 billion more in revenue and $600 billion, it proposed about $600 billion more in revenue and about $600 billion more in defense cuts than I proposed in my own budget. But Bowles-Simpson was a serious, honest, balanced effort between Democrats and Republicans to bring down the deficit. That's why, although it differs in some ways, my budget takes a similarly balanced approach. Cuts in discretionary spending, cuts in mandatory spending, increased revenue. This congressional Republican budget is something different altogether. It is a Trojan horse. Disguised as deficit reduction plans, it is really an attempt to impose a radical vision on our country. It is thinly veiled social Darwinism. It is antithetical to our entire history as a land of opportunity and upward mobility for everybody who's willing to work for it. A place where prosperity doesn't trickle down from the top, but grows outward from the heart of the middle class. And by gutting the very things we need to grow an economy that's built to last. Education and training, research and development, our infrastructure. It is a prescription for decline. And everybody here should understand that, because there's very few people here who haven't benefited at some point from those investments that were made in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. That's part of how we got ahead. And now we're going to be pulling up those ladders up for the next generation. So in the months ahead, I will be fighting as hard as I know how for this truer vision of what the United States of America is all about. Absolutely, we have to get serious about the deficit. And that will require tough choices and sacrifice. And I've already shown myself willing to make these tough choices when I signed into law the biggest spending cut of any president in recent memory. In fact, if you adjust for the economy, the Congressional Budget Office says the overall spending next year will be lower than any year under Ronald Reagan. And I'm willing to make more of those difficult spending decisions in the months ahead. But I've said it before and I will say it again. There has to be some balance. All of us have to do our fair share.